Please take the seats. First of all, welcome to Kaunas, and it is so wonderful to see you all being here. It's really an academic family feeling because we already know each other from previous conferences, of course, and of other ones. Usually once the conference is halfway through, the spirits sort of go down, everyone gets tired, but here it's quite the opposite. After hard working for 2 days with PhD training school, now the spirit seems to go up because all the professors are here, and it's really great to see you all. I will be the moderator of this conference, and I'll be today, especially today, I'll be strict with time control because otherwise we may miss some important things like excursion and dinner. But for now, I would like to ask the Vice-Rector, Professor Auksė Balčytienė, to give the welcoming speech.
Dear colleagues, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear guests of Vytautas Magnus University, my colleague Tomas Kavaliauskas has asked me to say a few welcoming words, and I am indeed very happy to comply with this mission. And indeed, my happiness comes from several reasons. First of all, I'm very happy that this high-quality academic event is taking place at Vytautas Magnus University. I'm very proud of Vytautas Magnus University. I don't know if you have had an opportunity to get to know a little bit of the feelings and ideas and intellectual debates and discussions and knowledge that we try to boost here at VMU. But Vytautas Magnus University is famous, not only in Lithuania, but in the Baltic states in general, also in the region, for promoting and implementing liberal arts and sciences spirit. So Vytautas Magnus University was re-established 25 years ago as the first university of liberal arts education in the region. And we have this history of 25 years, which really allows us to already not only to be very confident and secure in that we have a unique model of studies, but also to build confidence that we are open for new topics for exploration, that we are open for new ways and approaches to combine study fields that have been separated before. And then I looked at the topic of the conference on agency and transcultural memory. I think this very highly spiritually and conceptually charged topic allows us to apply very broad spectrum of theoretical, empirical, analytical approaches. We can apply approaches from the history of ideas, philosophy, anthropology, media studies, communication, and many, many other things. Liberal arts and sciences education is strong on, or I can say it stands on two pillars. We build up knowledge, we invest into educating our students to have skills and knowledge and understanding of our closest social surroundings, politics, economy, but we are also trying to build knowledge and skills in another field of charging our students and ourselves as researchers as being publicly, intellectually aware of changes that are taking place in our closest social and cultural and political surroundings. And from that perspective, I think our own experience of being geographically located in the region of Baltic states, in a broader region, we can say Central and Eastern European countries, it really allows us to have a sort of a different approach and a sort of specific flavor to approach different changes and transformations. I think if I look to the history when Vytautas Magnus University was re-established 25 years ago, I can say that this was indeed a very critical moment. After 1990s, Central and Eastern European countries were indeed very privileged. We have found, in many ways, we have found ourselves again on European countries' map. That specific feature that applies to Baltic states. But also I can say that as societies, as transforming and changing societies, we were deprivileged in many ways. And we were deprivileged in the sense that we have lost opportunity to slow down, to think slowly, to relax. Because we have been challenged with so many transformations in political field, in economic field, and changes in socio-cultural field. And we have indeed lost that feeling, that comfort, that's nice to slow down, to think, to contemplate, and really to reflect what we have achieved, what we are, who we are, and what we are doing. I'm indeed happy that the conference is taking place at our university, and I believe that academic context is specifically useful for such ideas and debates. And if I look at this moment, April 2015, or generally we can say second decade of the 21st century, I can say that perhaps it is a critical moment, a moment of high awareness, when different ideas, values are discussed, revisited, and then different concepts, metaphors, and visions and imaginaries are created again on the issues of who we are, what we are doing, and where our societies are heading to. So welcome again to Vytautas Magnus University. I wish you a very successful day today. I've already heard that you had, and many students had inspiring discussions in the previous days. I hope you will have beautiful weather later on today and good opportunities to explore the city, because Kaunas itself is indeed an interesting city to study history of modernization and modernity. If you look at architecture of Kaunas, you can see examples of beginning of the 20th century, of modernist style, which again gives us a feeling that, well, geography is indeed important, even though we live in 21st century, even though we live in times of interconnected social networking opportunities. So I wish you to enjoy the moment, being in this geographic spot at this time of the year and at this time of our academic history. Welcome.
Thank you to the Vice-Rector for the inspiring welcoming words. And our first speaker is Professor Bernard Rimet from University of Leuven.
Maybe I will say some words.
You
can start with technical stuff.
Okay.
Just allow me to say a warm welcome to all who made all this way to Kaunas, because I know from my correspondence with our MC members in our cost action that for many there was an effort to come here, traveling and changing planes on the way. So thank you for all of you who came. I want to use this opportunity because the Vice-Chancellor of Vytautas Magnus University is here. I would like to thank you on behalf of the Cost Action in Search of Transcultural Memory in Europe for hosting us, because I know it always also takes time and resources to organize this kind of events. Thanks to the university, to you, and of course to our local organizer and members of our actions, Tomas Kavaliauskas and Vytautas for making all this to possible, so to say, and accepting to invite us to Kaunas. And I also want to thank you, your team, because I know it was teamwork. I hope there will be more opportunities to thank again and again, but please, I don't want to forget, so thank you. And to start our session, I would like just to say a few words about our first speaker, Professor Bernard Rimet, because he's really a special guest. And one of the reasons to invite him, besides his competence that you will have opportunity to take part in, is that he is a member of another cost action that is our, so to say, sister action, a parallel action that was accepted at the same time as ours. And a year ago, when I was participating in a reporting meeting for cost actions organized by the Brussels office, they pointed to us that there is another action that deals with memory, or at least partially with memory, an action called social psychological dynamics of historical representations in the enlarged European Union. And we were encouraged to try to build some kind of bridges between the actions. So I talked with Professor Laurent Vicata, who is the chair of this sister cost action, and he recommended to me to invite Bernard Rimer, because according to him, he could represent, so to say, main ideas that they are working with in their action. So I really hope that Professor Rimer's presentation today will be an inspiration for us, also for further contacts with the other action. Otherwise, I just want to say that Professor Bernard Rimer works at the Catholic University of Louvain at the Department of Psychology and Education, and he has published a lot in social psychology, also connected to memory. I just want to mention one of such publications called Collective Memory of Political Events, Social and Psychological Perspectives. And his talk will be connected to this perspective as well. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for your introduction and your kind invitation. I'm very happy to be here and to be in touch with the other cost action. In the cost action in which I am, there are social psychologists and historians, and I am on the side of the social psychologists, and I will tell you a few words about the perspective I'm taking on collective memory to hope that will be of interest to you. Perhaps I should ask the help from someone from the technical team to connect my computer to the